Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things, of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
All right. Do you have any parts that are up for you? Any parts that you'd like to get to know better or change your relationship with?
Yep. Everything is going so good in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Everything seems like it's just getting better and better. Feel like I've changed a lot of different things over the past 4 months, and now have initiated things that I've neglected for years. Yet, I feel like even through this meditation or spending time on myself, whenever I reflect inward, this neurotic side comes out and I feel like I'm an imposter. Everything that's good is just a different energy that now I have access to. But as a whole, where do I lie,
Are we back? Great. You were locating in or around your body this sensation of imposter, of neurotic feeling.
Yeah, I feel this almost like the natural cadence of my heart beat. Feels very
okay.
Just as if it was there since my birth, there since the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Just this thing that I don't think I'll ever push away, and I don't even want to push it away. I just have to somehow, or not somehow, be with it.
Yeah. Well, it would be normal to have parts that want to push it away, right? So.
Oh yeah.
That's the usual dynamic, is one part kind of causing a problem in this way, and then another part angry at it and trying to push it away or get rid of it.
Yeah. I forget that. I totally forgot. There's other things I want to push it away, even though now that I think about all the dialogue I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you could start, if we want to kind of target on this neurotic part, then you could just try asking those parts that do want to push it away if they'll step back, if they'll soften and give you space to get to know this other part and just see how they react to that.
All I'm thinking of is like a slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the image that comes in my head when asking all these other parts to give room. I just want to project or attack.
Yeah.
From a distance, even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not so happy about giving that neurotic part a voice or letting you work with it in this way.
Yeah, they feel like juvenile tricksters, bullies.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Just like classic fucking little bully with a slingshot, which seems like a cartoon image, and I never even actually grew up with bullies.
Okay.
Hardly had bullies, hardly bullied anyone.
And how about that? Where do you notice that kind of feeling in or around your body? This bully feeling?
Almost the other side of my chest, like
Mm-hmm.
just like now that I've given it some space, I do feel these bullies like located away from the heart, away from, but active in the place that I've them to go to.
Yeah. And how are you feeling towards them as you notice them there?
I feel better. Like I feel like I can differentiate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good.
What are they concerned about? If you can just ask them that, what their concern is with you doing this work with this other part.
Why do I want to critique that part when I already have them to do so?
Mm-hmm.
That's why make this effort now when already there's these things that already were existing to challenge this part.
Sure. Does that make sense to you? That their position?
They're almost like saying, like, why segregate us?
Mm-hmm.
So easy to call them out or I shouldn't see now I use the word call out. I phrase call out. But it seems for me, it's like I get like this like very somatic feeling to differentiate parts, and it makes things easy. It's so easy for me to just do that. And yet I still struggle with, I guess,
With staying unblended.
yeah, I'm critical of that.
Uh-huh. Sure. And it's a process. I mean, it takes time. It takes time. It takes having that awareness and time and energy to focus on it, focus away from everything else in the world.
Mm. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Can happen maybe in one go, but it's usually for me, it does take time.
Mm-hmm. So you're still in touch with these bully parts. Can you ask them what else they want you to know about their job or their position or their experience?
It's a mafia. It just feels like like built up on resentment. I don't know, built up on so-called struggles growing up.
And they're showing you some of those struggles and resentments now?
I don't even think properly. I would think that I would have to really sit on each one, but feeling I get is, yeah, definitely formed as experiences, or while experiences happened, while they happen in my coming of age or
Mhm.
moments. So I guess they're there to protect me, become some sort of memento of.
Yeah, you can see why they come about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can let them know that you understand some of their origin and their intentions. You can try asking more about what their concerns are, what they're afraid will happen if they don't get your attention in this way.
I guess like, there are like these lessons that they want to be like, they want to stay as these lessons or this experience, like you've done this, you've learned it. Now you're ready. But that sort of memory or the part itself, they like linger. They don't want to, or I seem to have the pressure to convert them, or if that makes
Yeah,
any sense, like put
I
them
think
at
so.
ease. Um,
Yeah, and we're not insisting that they change, just trying to understand more about them. Sounds like they have some hard-won experience and lessons that they don't want you to forget.
they don't want to forget. And now the image I see is almost like they're like in a row, like piano keys. They're just like notes press, almost like a scale of severity or some sort of maybe there is no real order and it's just discord.
Mhm. They're all at the ready.
They're all ready to be hit. They're all ready to. It's like I don't want to give up the whole instrument. I don't want to give up. This is what I'm used to. This is the sound. This is my
Yeah,
neuroses, quote unquote.
yeah,
No, this is it. This is the machine. This is.
yeah. We don't want to give them up. See if you can show them some appreciation for their intentions, for the job they do. They're wanting to protect you.
It's interesting, like make these, having this piano is like an image because it almost grounds me to appreciate too, where it's like, oh, this is an instrument. there's something to it. There's something musical. There's it's a series of, that like you can appreciate it. So I'm sort of oddly like just reflecting on that and using that.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're used in the right order or the right intensity, and things can work out really well.
Yeah, I guess that too. I feel like even it, yeah, even just this instrument, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
And what would they like to be doing with their energy inside of you?
That's a good question. It feels like it either be play a nice melody all together or enjoy silence.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and I guess coming back to the achievements that I've had over this past, I guess, few months, I can now focus on that silence here and there and enjoy it. And I can also focus on the noise and enjoy it or be okay with it.
Yeah.
When I reflect on that, like as I say this right now, I just feel the imposterness of like, I feel like an imposter.
Yeah.
It's a new
How do these
reality.
how do these parts feel now that you've kind of worked with them and you've shown them some of your your ability to just hear them out and understand them deeper? How do they feel now about the idea of you working with the imposter part in the same kind of manner?
Yeah, I think they're more comfortable for sure. I feel like,
Mhm.
I feel like my mindfulness helped for them and for what surrounds them.
Mhm. Okay. Well, your call. If you want to keep working with these parts and get to know them more, get to know what they need from you more, we could do that. Or you could try just thanking them and moving back to that imposter part.
I wanna explore the imposter, so I'll say goodbye to.
Yeah. And if they need to jump back in, they can. So we're just asking for a little space. Okay. Are you turning back towards that imposter part?
Yeah, and I don't know what it is today. I just have all these images in my head that seem to lead to concepts and words that feel so relevant. Like, just thought about a brush, a hairbrush, and then I thought about groom. I thought about grooming, grooming in the sense of I'm grooming myself, or
Hmm.
there's something that wants me to be, look, act a certain way.
Interesting. So I feel like has a positive connotation or a negative one.
Again,
That might be a dumb.
I
Yeah.
I mean, I think ultimately it depends on the day for me.
Uh huh.
Like I just like even the imagery, like when I'm thinking about these things, like bristle brush. At first, it didn't seem like something bad. And then I thought about grooming, and then I'm like, that's still not something bad. And then I thought about the negative connotations, well, I can't even talk right now. The negative definition of grooming, or what people see as the act of grooming someone, which
Sure.
is an interesting word, actually, when I think about it.
Yeah. And I was also thinking about a possible negative connotation of like grooming myself because I'm really like too self-focused or too, concerned about my looks or whatever.
Well,
I was wondering if there was any of that.
yeah, there is. That's it too.
So it is a very interesting word.
I feel like I've groomed myself. Like, it's an imposter thing too. It's like,
Huh.
learned the ways of betterment, or performing well and achieving goals that aren't even mine to survive or for others. And that's what I am seeing myself doing in the everyday at work, almost.
Yeah.
Which is the imposter syndrome at work.
Yes.
Where I'm just pushed into working with subjects, things, clients that I don't really have any experience really in. And,
Mm-hmm.
I end up doing it. Then I feel bad about it because I'm like, I actually didn't know what I did. And then someone has to tell me, no, you did a good job. You did a great job. Wow, you're doing really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? So that expectation is like, and like waiting for that feedback or feeling like you need it, or.
Yeah. And if I'm understanding, this is all kind of tied up or linked to achievement. So the imposter's feeling comes along only in an area where you're achieving something and kind of exposing yourself to those feelings. Is that right?
Yeah. And now I'm just also reminded of how, as a child, like, I recognized that, at least in my elementary school, that like if I didn't do the work, if I didn't focus, if I didn't pay attention, and I didn't do the work even, I'd still pass. And at least in my elementary school. So I remember for the longest time, I would just not achieve, not try, because I found it hard, or I just didn't want to put that effort in, which is really the reverse of what it is now for me. Now I feel I thrive. I don't know if thrive's the right word, actually, because I mean, it is sometimes now, at least in my adulthood, it is like an energy that pushes me, but that anxiety, that responsibility, I sort of had to put on myself. I don't think I had that really growing up. I So I feel guilt. I feel the guilt of like, oh, this is what I've made myself act, or somehow like my environment, like I criticize myself because, yeah, I am my own critic, or that's the phrase that always
Yeah.
to me, and it resonates actually pretty hard.
Yeah, well, let's just add parts to all that.
Yeah, okay.
Parts criticize, parts feel neurotic, parts take on or respond in certain ways. And it sounds to me like you're seeing, their stories, their experiences, their origins. So if you're still with that neurotic feeling part, you can just let it know that you're seeing that. You're witnessing its experience and its story.
Yeah, it feels a little better.
Great.
Parts.
Yeah. You can just stay with it. You can ask it other questions like, what else does it want you to know? Or how long has it been doing that job?
I get 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And does that put you in a certain time or place that you can see why that might have kicked into gear 20 years ago? Any events or situations around that time?
It's around 9/11. So memorable year, even as a Canadian.
Uh-huh.
Puts me back into elementary school and being a little shithead. Definitely the strongest memories are in school.
Is that this part that is seeing the shitheadness and saying, "This is that how it reacted?" I mean, is the part having the judgment of the child and saying, "Yeah, this is why I had to do what I do"? Does any of that resonate, or is that where it's coming from?
Feels like all my parts would call that kid a shithead.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you? Why they are all doing that?
I never really thought about it like that or felt it that way.
Are you okay with just staying with that and asking them?
Yeah.
Okay. Getting anything?
It affirms it's like I guess a neglect, but my family didn't do bad. It's just I guess I don't think there was really firm figure. This 10-year-old self. And these parts are just reminding me, I guess, how alone
Mm-hmm.
in this very, yeah,
Yeah.
very, I guess, how easy it is to just maybe overlook big things or not be included in things, or actually pretty easy to not see, I guess, that neglect. Even as that child's me as a child growing up, I don't really see neglect.
Right. Yeah.
Even when they were doing the most, all those people.
Yeah. And these parts, are they kind of helping, or they're helping smooth that over, right? Like,
I guess they're helping me realize that,
mm,
looking to help.
yeah.
Mm, I guess,
So there's that. Go ahead.
I guess that's my drive. It's what exhausting and what makes me neurotic.
Let's put it back into parts.
Okay.
There's a 10-year-old part who felt alone and was neglected in certain ways that he may or may not have comprehended at the time. There's a drive. There's parts that want to push the feeling away of the aloneness. There's the neurotic response to achievement or situations in which you're expected to perform.
Yeah. And there's this knowledge or these goals that are just the noise of what it means to have a great life, what it means to become an adult, all this education that I, now that I'm seeing, I guess my putting it into these parts, I'm going to go back to the parts, but it's like I'm grooming every single part to just do those things now. Even though I guess earlier didn't have that aspiration.
Okay. When you say grooming them to do those things, can you elaborate on that? I'm just not sure I understand.
All that, yeah, all those lessons, literally those knowledge and schooling and education, and now I am at this point of I guess becoming so aware of my abilities to do them, even though I've earlier, this 10-year-old rejected it. And now if I don't do them, I'm dysfunctional or seen as dysfunctional and wouldn't have, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just see if you can kind of reflect that back to all of these parts. Just reflect back any amount of understanding, appreciation that you have. Just if they're telling their stories and their experience, just see if you can stay with letting them know that you appreciate that. I mean, you see it, you validate it, and that you want to help them.
Yeah, I think we're coming to agreements.
Mm-hmm.
There is optimism in the deals that we're
Yes.
making. So
Yes. And what would they need from you going forward? Maybe specifically, what would they need from you to trust you to work with that 10-year-old part?
definitely would need time.
Yeah.
Just the images in my head almost feels like, again, almost like I see chair in lines, which is funny because I think I had that image maybe like 3 sessions ago.
You talked about the pews in church.
Yeah, but that's true. Yeah, it's funny. But I'm thinking more like seats now, but still rows of chairs, but just like moving up or I mean, just having sit downs or having some sort of space between these parts and just spending time with them
Yeah.
gradually.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wonderfully efficient, but it's, IFS is, but it's also, of course, it's a process and getting to know each part, taking your time with it.
It's been a while since I've talked to any of these parts, actually. So, any of my parts.
Is there an agreement or commitment? Is there something you'd like to work out now, or ask of them kind of how you might do more of that, or just any kind of brainstorming you want to do around that now with the parts?
Yeah, I'm going to do it more regularly and maybe not get so caught up with theory and just go more into the practice.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I think these parts need more practice than theory.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Definitely am somehow guilty of the theory, or I shouldn't call it guilt, but
It's fun to learn about.
yeah, it's interesting when you feel like you're getting somewhere and you know all this, and then you're like, oh, I'm just not going to do it for a while, or
Yep.
you get too busy and then you're like, oh.
Yep.
So thanks. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna get with the practice again.
Great. I hope so. I was challenged to do the same earlier today when I was playing client on a call, and yeah, I'm thinking about ways that I might do that. Set up a timer that goes off on your phone. Make it a part of your morning routine. Make it a part of brushing your teeth. Touching a part of your body to when certain triggers come up.
Yeah, I'm coming towards like actually getting around to do things. So
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's great.
it's like an intense renewal, and it's sort of like a hard thing to balance right now. But I think it's coming. It's like evening out now. So yesterday I ended up like getting all this medical stuff I needed to get sorted, and I got my driver's license, or at least like now I can practice to drive again, and that took me years just to get. So tomorrow I'm getting the chickenpox vaccine because I didn't even get it as a child. And then I got a prescription for the chickenpox vaccine in 2018, and I still didn't get it, and now I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Congratulations, man. That's some
Thanks.
That's some self-care.
Self-care.
I know it's nothing fun about any of that. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of care to do that.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, do those check-ins, and if you want, I would suggest we bookmark that 10-year-old part. It doesn't have to be jump right into it next time we talk or anything, but just as something that you're aiming to, whether it's with me or not, just don't forget about that part that needs probably even more time and understanding than these protective parts.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, I will. Random question.
Yeah.
Did you end up opening that card?
I did. Thank you for sending it.
No worries.
It was beautiful.
Oh, really? Okay, great. It could also have been ugly, but I was more concerned about that sticker.
It was all intact. It was great.
Okay, there was liquid in there still, right?
Yeah, I got to play with it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Great. I tried to put whatever was on the table at that moment. So there was that squiggly, and then there was like, I don't know if you saw my business stamp. Like that was really random. But my my magic business stamp.
Yeah.
Unfortunately is not growing well in this heat. But cool. Glad.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. I was really concerned about that sticker.
This is great.
Cool.
It's all intact. I'll go play with it some more right now.
Oh, good. You didn't even throw it out. I'm even more grateful.
No, hell no.
I was because I know, I was slippers, and you're no, I throw everything out. I'm okay, well, all right. Well, keep on, keep doing live IFS.
I will. I'll do my best. I hope you call back.
All right, I will.
All right, man.
See you later.
Have a good night. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube, and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.